John had sent me several essays, and as he was sending them to me, I got Kate Flora's essay, and I didn't even finish the first paragraph before I said, this is the title of the book. And I wanted to call John immediately, but I thought maybe I should read the rest of the essay in case I changed my mind. But I didn't change my mind, and I actually did call him prior to the end of the essay. And I said, this is just going to be great. The original idea was that it was a collection, a celebration, but as John said, to his point, a collection of photographs wouldn't really be that compelling. But this is a compelling title, and it's been a very incredible journey. I met John in 2011 at a very tough time in my life when I had to become a reluctant caregiver, and I learned that sometimes you make a decision, you go on a trip, you meet people, and it is truly amazing how a chance encounter, if it really is a chance encounter, can lead you to places that you never thought you would ever be. And when I first contacted John after meeting someone in Florida, it was really a convoluted story, he suggested meeting at Mount Auburn Cemetery. And I remember thinking that anyone who suggests meeting at a cemetery for the first time has got to be a really interesting person. Now, I had been once, like 20 years ago, and gotten hopelessly lost, and I just thought it was really weird, which is why I went, because that's weird. And at the time, there were great horned owls that had just hatched, and that was the first time in history, in the history of anybody's memory. And we named them and the whole family, and it was really a great adventure. And that was in 2011. And 2012, John came to me and asked about the book, and I said, sure. As he said, we didn't know what we didn't know, and you say yes, and then you're in it, and then you have to figure it out because you have to finish it. But it's been a wonderful journey, and again, I thank all of you here, and I thank the contributors for making it happen, and for everything that they've given us, and their generosity and their time. And so we'll move on now to Kate Flora.
So I get the honor of leading off the batting order, which is really a terrible job to have because, I'm going to make everybody else look really good. Being a writer, we spend our lives in our rooms, living in our heads, and it's really kind of daunting to come out and actually talk to people. And you are here. So I like to think of myself as an early adopter, since I was one of the first people that John said, I'm going to put together this book about Mount Auburn Cemetery. Do you want to write an essay? And my initial reaction was a funny one. I'm a crime writer. I write mysteries and I write true crime. And I thought, an essay, how exciting. I won't have to write about dead people. And then I realized that I was wrong. But getting to write about someplace like Mount Auburn, I think you'll find us all saying, is really just a joy, because there's almost no one I can imagine who comes to the Boston area, either grew up here or came like I did to go to Tufts. And you're looking for places to go and you're looking for places to be outside. And it's strange but true that one of the first things that people will say to you when you come to the Boston area is, I'm going to take you to Mount Auburn Cemetery. And, I had the same reaction that she did. Kim, why would someone want to take me to a cemetery? This is a little bit odd, but it's not. And then I realized that when I was growing up, my mother took me to cemeteries all the time because she was an amateur genealogist. And so she was constantly, stopping and reading headstones and thinking about the messages and thinking about what we were getting from being in those places, about what the people who rested there had to tell those of us who were walking through. And I think that is something that happens to all of us when we go to Mount Auburn. We go for the beauty of the place. We go for a chance to be outdoors. But we also go to be reminded that this is a sort of a repository for people who played a major role in our history in just about every possible way. And so I think that when I titled my essay Dead in Good Company, and they very flatteringly chose it for the title of the book, that was exactly right, that is what we are. We are in their company. We have an opportunity while we're there to sort of imagine their courage, that they're breaking, in the women's cases, of the glass ceilings, and all of the lives that they lived and what that can tell us. So it was really great to get to write an essay, and I am also a writer in good company.